Hey guys, so this is the last Christmas letter from Christmas 2017. And I'm sure we're going to do one this year too, because, that's a thing. But I probably won't be getting around to reading it until either next Christmas or January, because that's going to be quite a while. Dear Santa, please give me money or the Lego Technic RC for Christmas. I want to be out of debt. From Josiah. Dear Santa, I have heard that the reindeer enjoy playing games. What kinds do they like best? And do you and Mrs. Claus enjoy games? What kind? I hope you enjoy some rest after the big rush of Christmas. From my mom. Dear Santa, do you use potions to help your reindeers and others? Do you have a potion for me so I won't have to act like a young lady? I really want to sit on my knees at the table, be messy, and do other things like that, since it's not an emergency that I be a lady, and it's not fun for me. Thanks, Marigold. P.S. How do reindeer have babies? Since they fly, do they use a nest? Do you have magic crystals? Do you use suspenders and long underwear as a regular part of your wardrobe? Dear Santa, do you have any power over weather? How do you deal with the different weather and land types along your route? Is there any way you could give me a personal thermostat that changes the temperature for just me? And that was from me. Dear family, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. As always, you've left me a list of the most interesting and thought-provoking questions. Before I answer them, I thought I'd take a minute to tell you about some of the things that happened in the North Pole this year. It's been a fairly challenging year for us here. The summer was a bit warmer than normal, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it really was. First, with the warmer weather, we had an unexpected crop of extra-large strawberries. Now, I really like strawberries, especially when Mrs. Claus dips them in dark chocolate. However, the reindeer also like strawberries. That's not usually a big problem because I will give them a berry now and then as a treat. However, this year those strawberries were popping up all over. Normally we grow them in a greenhouse and the reindeer couldn't get in there. Anyway, with the bumper crop of berries, Blitzen found a patch just outside the barn and ate them all in one morning. They weren't even ripe yet. He got so sick that he couldn't play any reindeer games for a week. In fact, I had to bring in a specialist veterinarian from a research lab in Siberia to help him get better. I've known her for years. She wrote me a very nice letter quite a long time ago asking for my help with the reindeer research project she was working on as a veterinary student. I was able to help her set some specimens she couldn't get any other way. Her project was a success, and now she is the world's foremost expert on reindeer. We still keep in touch, and she keeps me informed as the latest development in the care of reindeer. As it turns out, the solution to Blitz's strawberry dilemma was a couple servings of canned mango with mint. I had to special order the mango. You know, it's kind of hard to special order things to the North Pole. I can't have a regular delivery service just drop things along at my doorstep. Someone would know where to find me then. No, I have everything dropped at a post office box in Nowheresville, Montana. It's a real place, just very out of the way. From there, packages are taken by train to Fairbanks, Alaska. In Fairbanks, there's a warehouse that is owned by my chief elf, Stanley's cousin, Vinny. His wife breeds champion sled dogs, and she trains them by making them run from Fairbanks to the North Pole once a week. So I can't get next-day delivery to anything I order, but my privacy is worth the extra effort. Plus, I like to play with the dogs when they come to visit. The other big thing that happened this year was that part of the ice cap covering the North Pole cracked off. You may have heard about this. It made the news all over the world. Scientists are blaming the extra warm summer, but I don't think that has much to do with it. I'm pretty sure some of the elves have to take the blame for this. They were out quarrying some ice in the off-season. Some of the elves run a side business of supplying green ice to the ice hotel industry. Green ice is only found in the North Pole, and it's green because of all the little plants that were in the water before it froze. Joe and Jimmy, the two head elves on this expedition, found a likely spot for a new green ice quarry. They started laying out the boundaries of the quarry and came upon some green mushrooms with purple spots. The mushrooms are a real treat here in the north because they are so rare. However, there are a few different types, and only one or two are safe to eat. Joe and Jimmy confused mushrooms they found with the purple mushrooms with green spots. That type is really excellent when sautéed in wine and served with noodles and shrimp. What Joe and Jimmy found were one of the dangerous mushrooms. These have different effects on everyone, but frequently they affect vision. In the case of these two elves, they started to see everything white as green. The result was this, that they confused regular ice and snow with the more valuable green ice. When they set up their quarry, they made it really ginormous, thinking that they'd hit the mother lode. They used so much explosive that a major crack in the ice shelf was started. It opened into a canyon with a basin of frigid water at the bottom. Joe was trapped on the other side of that canyon. Jimmy used the rest of the team he had to build an air cannon to shoot a rope across to Joe. They were able to get him back safely, but now there is a huge piece of ice floating slowly to the south. Well, on a positive note, Joe and Jimmy did find a new color of ice, purple. They are hoping to something that next year. However, they are banned from using explosives. Now, on to your questions. Josiah, as always, I'm not telling you what I brought. You'll just have to be surprised like every year. As far as debt goes, I'm glad you want to be out of debt. I think you can figure out how to accomplish that without my help. Mom, which is my mom. The reindeer usually like normal kinds of games, like running and jumping. Sometimes they throw rings to each other and catch them on their antlers. But this year they've taken to trying to get the elves to eat mushrooms that will make them do silly things like hop on one foot while singing songs from Frozen. I haven't had much time for games because I've been trying to deal with the mushrooms and strawberries. Marigold, my reindeer don't need potions to fly. I don't know if that says don't or do. I think it says don't. It comes naturally to them. They are a special breed that have always been used for pulling Santa's sleigh. I really didn't have to have I really didn't don't have any potions. They are not my area of expertise. I sometimes wish I had potions too. You might not believe it, but even I have responsibilities that I don't like, and a magic potion seems like a great way to get them done. Unfortunately, in my experience, magic potions usually have an unexpected side effects, a bit like bad mushrooms. My reindeer don't build nests, but I suppose they could. Big we have a big barn for them, and that's what they use. They have babies just like other reindeer. As for my suspenders, yes, I do wear them year round, but I change outfits depending on the season. My big red outfit is just for Christmas. Annabelle, as you may have picked up already from my description of this past year, I don't have the ability to control the weather. Sometimes I wish I did, but I don't. Since my job is out in the cold doing deliveries, I've learned to dress extra warm, and I upgraded my sleigh with heated seats a few years ago. That's made a big difference in my comfort. I highly recommend them. Well, this has been a rather long letter. I hope you enjoyed hearing about what's been happening here. That's all for Thanks again for the treats from me and the reindeer. We do appreciate them. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Santa. And so that is the end and the finale of my Christmasness. Except for like all the stuff that's gonna come after this. But yeah, that's probably gonna end up happening in January. Hope you guys aren't too like overloaded with videos, but I had so much time to do stuff. I was just like So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.